4 years. Just 4 years. Don't need to say much else. Almost there, right? And you get to know your enemy. So essentially what I did there was reminded him whatever they just did. It's some of that sadism, right? Is hubris, is arrogance. The other part is just that they're really stupid and they actually reminded them. So the other phone shut down, supposedly due to battery, right? So let's see the phone that shut down due to battery. Again, nothing changed. You saw that it didn't do anything from the screen. Yeah. Now it shows this. On the videos you see there from today and from yesterday. And I don't want to move extra files in here so they don't cause problems. And also you need to keep a close watch on this. I emphasize how yesterday, even showed that in video, and especially for the little guy, you see a film of that phone turning on 3 times after. And then after I emphasize how ridiculous it is and how much that's the same crime you see on the 17th. It stops happening. Just like that. Just like that. Notice the thing with my voice and everything else. It's convenient that you see the yawning by the time I'm absolutely hysterical explaining. But one thing I can testify to you right now, the leg that was just numb there, at this point I'm pushing my feet. This is how much faster I can get. As up as it gets. Oh, by the way, it's the dehumanizations. And you start to see that you connect the dots for the crimes you're witnessing with no uncertain terms at this point to the dehumanizations as they come. As I testified to you before, I almost never even take off my shoes. The blackness that grows up in my feet and my hands, you should assume that that's the same as the finger thing. Oh, by the way, if I know the finger thing, that's the same thing you saw a single spot shown there, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, that grew up into this. There's a video about that I hope I uploaded to YouTube as well. Even if it's not on YouTube, it's in the rest of the files for sure. Always wearing socks, and yesterday I removed my socks and I noticed this was underneath. And that is with me scratching a lot of that away already. Because what happens was, whatever this was, it was more when I was wearing the socks. Presumably because someone put something there and then put my socks on top during the middle of the night. Okay? Likely the same way, because this phone was always hacked. But hacked or not, it didn't do the exact things you're seeing right now. Those things were a recent change. And in fact, those things are there today, as you saw during transferring the files. Something they would expect on this phone. Although nothing this big had happened on this phone. See the wear it's having on me? No, this is not talking. This is not the stress. It's not the rest. This is the drugs. If at any point you see me rushing anything when I see there's a potential for something, this is what I'm running from. Because their go-to solution every time the things don't go their way is to drug me. Every single time. Those are the criminals whose faces you see as of the mall yesterday. It's me leaving. Show in a second, that's not yesterday. This video was attempted to be destroyed so many times. This is Chip. That's the phone? That phone was filming. This is this phone. Makes sense. So you see yourself. Say hi. Your old favorite that I like to do. So again, stalker, known criminals, lamp, known criminal. Oh yeah, by the way, this was me watching the previous one where probably they were doing exactly that to the screen. Yeah. When I flipped my face. No, so it was the previous one to that one.
So that's stuck as anyway. It's just something neat or very.
I think it was this.
It's relevant to this only. Okay, so I'm not diving too much on that. Essentially, what I'm saying is that we wouldn't know why.
I think it was that what I was saying. So that's what's ridiculous by me on this.
Your old favorite that I like to do. So again, stock and known criminals.
Yeah, suffice to say, I was not moving the phone towards my face in any of the second time, obviously, because it's ridiculous, yeah, but it was not. The first one was not, and it was just what I say, showcasing the ridiculousness of them thinking that it. Again, just to showcase this little token of how much they can tamper with this phone, which is more than this one. For the record, presumably. Don't know if it's about the same, but presumably it's more. Oh yeah, know what I'm feeling right now? As of this random point? Hunger drugs. Hunger. Just out of the blue hunger. Neat, right? You know, at this. You notice the cocktail, the full cocktail? So you go from irritation drugs to the orthopedic drugs and the numbness. Also, by the way, numbness, right? You saw numbness before? This is how my legs are now. Remember I mentioned there was pain? Yeah, the point about the rotation thing is that when you rotate, so, see that? See my feet? Nothing. No pain, no hurt. See this? How do you think it's constricted now compared to what it was before? Even the lower leg. Right here, and then the feet there, pushing against it there. Nothing. I'm good. No pain, no anything, because I'm 30-year-old and my circulation system is supposed to function normally. So that's the proof. This is what I experienced. I'm in a position where I'm good, and then all of a sudden my legs feel so numb that even if I stand at that point, I couldn't move forward without collapsing because of how loss of control I had in my legs. And then I was feeling sleepy. Where is the sleepiness now? No yawnings, no sleepiness or anything else. No numbness, but also now the other thing. Now it's hunger. Right? Because they tried the brutal approach, tried to hack, and now they're going through the distraction approach, and they feel like, okay, did my duty, and then I go eat something, they tamper the files to try something else. Okay? Which is funny because I was eating my food when they started all this. So, neat. As far as the rest goes, I even commented if I thought this was a good idea to do now or later, or in another way. And my argument was, every time that I say that to myself, nothing happens. That drugs are too much. That it's virtually impossible for me to do long-term planning as things that I can carry out in a few minutes physically without a lot of Lord's help in ways that I cannot predict, because the drugs are just too many. Okay? They'll do some crime, they'll sedate me in some way, form or fashion, and by the time when I get to the comeuppance, ironically enough, the only thing they can throw in air with the shit drugs. Not feeling anything yet, but if it does, I'm gonna let you know. And when comeuppance go, and I just go in the middle of the night, and then I try to do something at late evening, and then they really hammer down the sedatives, and then I pass out with work on the table open. That's how most of the times when things were left open was the case. The entire day me trying to be productive, sometimes succeeding, 1 or 2 times succeeding, most of them failing. Even the times I succeed, I just succeed because they're stupid or arrogant. And then after that, they just drug me to the extreme, and I usually midway through something, either recording a video or talking on the phone, as you witnessed several times, then doing that midway through phone calls, midway through videos, some of which on YouTube already. Like now, in a way, but much stronger. And then I just can't function anymore. Yesterday, I was thinking on doing something, and then I realized my brain can barely enumerate the drugs that they're throwing on me because there's so many, because they're so strong. And if at any point you see things are left open are not completely prevented and they assault me during the night, that's the context, that's the scenario, that's the background for it. Not to mention all the previous crimes that happened on the same day. Not to mention all the psychological harm that was done on the same day. They wear down. Many of which done by such criminals as you get to witness here. Right? For, again, it's not on this phone. It's not on this card. They are on the phone. They're just not on this card. See, there's this wear down, for instance. Okay. That's not what I meant. If I should say, if you look at the crimes on the 17th, which again are not on this card. Oh, no, but those are on the card. They'll just, I always say that. See, and that's the point. I'm so wear down. I'm so tired. I'm so. Oh yeah, by the way, now they're throwing the things again. Instinctively. Again. And they keep doing it. That's essentially it. And no matter how much you resist to it, you're gonna resist for a while, but you will not be able to resist forever. And as soon as the wear down meets the point, it just you break. And then you see where they come to assault you in the middle of the night and do other things. Which is why I say to you, as I said several times, this crime exists on the narcotics they throw on me. And the criminals will be the ones you see over there posing for you in the mall. I don't want to actually show faces on this video because I don't want to, because it's on can of worms. I want this video to remain public since now and forever. And this is the point, okay? But suffice to say, all the criminals posing for you, saying those words, saying those key things. I was mentioning on the audio there something. Could even play from there, but I don't know waste time finding that in the video. No, I got lucky one time. See if I can get lucky to just stumble upon the exact part.
This is, and to the point where even if you believe they didn't know before, you believe they knows now, because nobody needs reminding 3 times that the days was yesterday. That's a pretty special,
Yeah, it was about witnesses. You should pay attention to those small details.
now collectively called piss and shit. And that's what I'm saying. It is absolutely in your best interest, by the fact that yes, indeed, Hoopers got exact answer as to why they did this. Now, clearly this was not intentional. Just more of piss and shit being piss and shit again. The individuals work, understand how those hacks can be done. They're gonna give you the exact answer as to why they did this. I can think a couple possibilities. To the male cat that comes crying, I really wish I knew.
We showcasing the film.
And if this comes out, it's gonna cause a lot of pain, a lot of the thing.
That's something that was done to me in Argentina as another form of torture or abuse. Doesn't cause major harm, so you'd imagine there is another of the forms that I've been showing to you. I can tell you, it caused a lot of practical problems. Yesterday when I was closing the things, every time you're trying to shove something in somewhere, there you clip up on this, because again, you look at this mess, and we imagine that every time you shove something up, and this is how your hand goes, which means that this gets tipped on everything. It caused a lot of pain, a lot of that. That you designed as a way to get me to wear down and give up doing what I was doing to close things. Which establishes same MO, same brutal methods, same use of narcotics and other drugs, and collective participation, all of which same present in Niterói and Rio de Janeiro, where I come from. São Paulo and Aparecida, where I went to the first time, the house of the mother, as they would like to say. Again, so much can be drawn from this. It's a reference to the pilgrims that would go in pilgrimage to there as in religious pilgrimage as Christians, to there as a side deal would abuse and do things and other things to me as being there. As for the ones in Che country in Argentina, in Resende first, in Rio de Janeiro as well, where the priest invited me to go there, suppose according to Tanya another criminal, and my biological mother. There one family member that I have left, and I'm the one family member that she has left, that they hadn't murdered yet. The one that, and also she's the one doing the things you see now. Know how she did the same thing recently? Saying that this doctor said they could help me end this. Again, she knows that this is like not having a life. This is like being worse than a slave, as you can witness through this, right? This is because again, through a variety of means, many of the things that they do are not done through slaves. I even mentioned that on the shit crimes, right? Instead of shoving something up my ass so they can sell me, they would just cause something to be me to be shitting myself for no reason because they find it funny, right? This was not done to slaves. People usually abuse slaves in large because they find it funny for a variety of means. Some of which just very pragmatic, not for any humanity sense. I mean, talking about slaves, just for practical means that doesn't gain anyone anything. And as for the end, but you know what?